does circular economy mean recycling only, or can you explain the actual concept of circular economy?
Recycling is one part of it. Repurposing it, as I said,
Like
redesigning it, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is food industry, there is a possibility. Even electronic waste I mentioned. So repurposing it, nothing is a waste. As I said, the electronic waste, it's not a waste per se. You have to.
Why should we care, or why should young people care? What is the impact of not repurposing recycling?
You evolve. It's very important. Future belongs to you, so that we protect this planet.
So
air pollution, sea pollution, we have to reduce. And we should also reduce the carbon emission as an individual as well as institutions.
are brands actually reusing things and repurposing things?
They are reusing it, recycling it. We have seen plastic bottles are converted into fabrics, and we have seen food industries are changing.
What actually happens to a product after we're done using them?
So they have to sort it out. If it is a used product, the degree of damages is different. If you have wooden materials, you can make it into toys. Manufacturing, the wastes are converted into treasure. In building, concretes are turned into additional layer of tar. So all sort of.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Green TV. I am Shruti Seetharaman, a content creator, storyteller, and a sustainability advocate. And joining me in conversation today is Dr. Seetharaman, who is a global banker, a sustainability advocate. And what I want to move towards is now packaging, which is a predominant. It's everywhere, right? Like in how you transport food, how you consume food, how you take food with you to the office, in our everyday lives. So what's happening in that industry?
It's an absolute opportunity, right? Plastics now is less consumed. Polythene plastics now, some individuals are feeling, the society now consciously say it's a crime, single use of plastic. The government policies are also turning towards, there are many national policies evolved in this respect in the last 10 years. And biodegradable is the new order. And take it, cloth with you. Plastic is avoided and you're using your own bag. And if you take any supermarket or hypermarket, they charge you now for the, plastic.
Yeah.
So that's the way to reduce. Minimalism is a must in terms of plastic.
And I think
avoid
absolutely.
If you can.
I think it's now become very common in the Middle East. Like I said, in Dubai, they charge you for plastic covers, but it's always been a thing in India. Like everyone always has that jute bag or the potli bag or whenever they're going grocery shopping, so that you don't spend too much money, because it does cost money. Because one dirham in India, I know it's 1 dirham per packet. I think here it might be 1 or 2 rupees. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's very important to understand. For example, more and more cafes, restaurants are moving towards at least using reused plastic or repurposed plastic, if that is what is required in terms of practicality, in terms of liquids being transported. But we're also making that shift towards not using plastic straws, changing the packaging. Big leading companies are also changing the packaging of their existing paper cups, for example, in a coffee shop, so that you don't have to use a straw at all. You can consume the drink with a little, the way it's been purposed. So I think it's very important to recognize that and to try and make a change. Carry a straw with you every single time.
Drinking water, they take their own bottles.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Absolutely.
And look at the ocean pollution on account of plastics. How many living creatures in the ocean face their extinction?
Yeah.
So we have to be mindful of the waste.
And talking about what I dwelled a little bit into in terms of cafes, hotels, what do you think they can do outside of just maybe not just food wastage and packaging? What are other ways that they can repurpose?
Well, as I said, food industry, if you take a typical hypermarket, they are into circular principles. They have their own vertical integration for wastage, recycling. They have their own food outlets. If you look at it, many of the hypermarkets, whether Marks and Spencer or Lulu, they have their own outlet. So people consuming, public coming there. So they are not only providing the materials. Now there is a consumption patterns.
I mean, I think it would be super, because this is what we do at home. I think it would be, if anyone wants an idea, who has a cafe, knows an owner, I think the best thing that we do, the South Indian in me always does filter coffee at home. And once I'm done, getting the decoction, I always take the ground coffee and then make it a scrub and a body scrub and use it within 2 days.
It's compost.
Yeah, it's compost, which
you can put it in any plants.
Yeah, I mean, I think coffee shops, the best idea for coffee shops is to be like, you buy coffee and ask you if you want to take the ground coffee home also.
Yeah.
Reuse, repurpose, right? So they also, in a way, they're propagating it, but they don't even have to do the action of...
Use it as a fertilizer.
Yeah. I think many hotels are also, I've read about how they're using used cooking oil to become biofuel.
Amma used to use that compost for cleaning vessels,
Coffee powder?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a good scrub for your skin, I'm sure it's a great scrub for metal or like steel or whatever, I'm sure. And I'm sure, knowing your mother, she would have used the coffee, like she used to take a little bit of it and then put it under her eyes as well. I think much later, she's like, she barely had dark circles, barely. But when she started noticing a little bit of it, I remember her doing it all the time. So yeah, I think there are so many ways, including, I think the biggest waste also about hotels is, those little toiletries that you have in the hotel. I think some hotels or most hotels are already doing it unsaid, but they're trying to donate unused ones to the people who are needy, not just in terms of food, but in terms of that as well. I think good practices. Okay. And what I want to ask you is about the concept of circular economy now. So does circular economy mean recycling only, or can you explain the actual concept of circular economy?
It's not only recycling. Recycling is one part of it. Repurposing it, as I said, redesigning it. So you have all sort of value creation you can bring in. Now, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is food industry, whether it is sports industry, there is a possibility. Even electronic waste I mentioned. So repurposing it. Nothing is a waste. As I said, the electronic waste, you are finding it difficult to get a rare today, right? That is the most difficult commodity. Supply chain is struggling. Now there is a huge demand. So e-waste, they're using it. Again, rehashing it in the new missions. It's not a waste per se. You have to sort it out and get it to productive use.
Interesting. So what would you say is the largest mind shift that needs to happen in this space?
You are part of the system. Nothing is a trash, nothing is a waste.
Yeah.
Everything is purpose driven. Perhaps you need to know that awareness is what we are trying to bring in. There are enough societies who have done it, right? There are solar communities around the world. They generate their own electricity. So circular economy is all about recognizing value creation and repurposing the waste into productive use. Redesigning the waste into productive use. It's a community living. That's the concept. If everyone is consciously doing, then we can change the society. When societies are getting changed, your cities are getting into sustainable mode. The quality of living changes. When cities are changing, nation will change. Rural, again, there are enough procedures, practices built on circular economy.
Absolutely.
We have forgotten, we are trashing it. We have to go to the trash and make it work. Right? We have biogas, we have seen. It works in India. So let's be mindful of the consciousness.
Yeah, and now that you've spoken about what the biggest mind shift change is, the bigger question is, why should we care, or why should young people care? What is the impact of not repurposing, recycling is what we want to like the most important topic.
It's your world. See, whether you are generation Z or millennial or alpha, it's very important. Future belongs to you. We have a limited time in this planet. This beautiful planet, you have to protect the land or sun, or you can leverage on it. and make the most out of it, for purposeful quality living. The younger generation plays a bigger role. A significant portion of your life is left out.
Yeah.
It's time. It's your social justice. That's the true human right. And that's what you should value. We cannot get away. The legacy which we have to create from our perspective is to tell you this, at least, and practice it as much as we should, all of us, so that we protect this planet.
Yeah. So
Air pollution, sea pollution, we have to reduce. And we should also reduce the carbon emission as an individual as well as institutions, countries as a whole, planet as a whole.
And I think that brings me to, why we should care is because I think at least people who are at my age have seen the better availability in terms of weather, like how the weather has drastically changed, how our winters and summers have changed, how seasons have generally changed, what's happening, but also in terms of the quality of food. We did speak about why lately, everyone, apart from, of course, being sustainable and being cruelty-free, not necessarily just in terms of usage of products, but also not harming animals. That's one large aspect of course, trying and being more sustainable. But it's also about the fact that why are people, gluten-free and dairy-free? It's because the quality of produce is not the same. Because the environment that the produce is growing is not the same. So hence, we need to process that everything that we know to exist might not know to exist. And that's why you should care, so that you can retain as much of the best of experiences that you can gain in life versus having to develop, poor health or lack of quality resources. That's something we don't want, as to why you should care. So the next time you think about something that you want to throw away because you think your purpose has been met with that product or item that might not serve your purpose anymore, I would urge you to pause, rethink, and think about whether, number one, it has a different purpose. Does it have an unused potential? But also, number two, of somebody else that could have a purpose for it that you might not. And I think that's what I'd like to end the episode with today. So do you have any closing thoughts?
Absolutely. It's an important part of our commitment as part of this ecosystem. It's a privilege to be part of it.
Yeah.
And it's our duty to protect this planet and leave a legacy, whether young or old. We need to create a better world than what we inherited. That's the purpose. Bear in mind, you can do it. Together we can do it.
I love it. We can do it. And hopefully you were inspired by this episode. If you did, or you were inspired, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, send it to someone who needs inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.